Welcome to Tajikistan. I'm taking you on one of the most amazing road trips to Pamir Highway and Wakhan Corridor. Let's start. Look at this gorgeous snow-clad peaks. Increasingly beautiful this place becomes as you go along. Welcome to Tajikistan, the best road trip in the entire world. Now, this trip is absolutely epic, but it's not for the faint-hearted because there's some dangerous roads, beautiful mountain corridors, rivers, streams, and we will be crossing about 1/3 of the Afghan border with Tajikistan. There are beautiful places here that you will not see anywhere else. Snow-clad mountains, and we actually get to see some yaks and some yurts as well. So an action-packed trip. I'm doing it in 7 days. I will be giving you a lot of information as we go along, so keep watching till the end. Let's start our trip. I started it from Dushanbe. Let's go. While we get to our first stop, I want to introduce you to Saeed, my buddy from Pamir Trekking. Now, I did this tour with him and his team, and they were absolutely amazing. I'm not promoting him. I paid for this tour, I promise. And he took care of everything from itinerary to paperwork. So if you're looking for a guide, I will put his details in the description below. You will be in good hands. Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful day in Tajikistan. Perfect to start this amazing adventure into Pamir Highway. I'm on my first stop, and this is the gorgeous Nurik Lake. It's actually not a lake, but a man-made dam, the second largest in the world. The first one is in China. It is epic. Look at all these beautiful islands in the middle. These are all mountains, by the way, and it is really beautiful. I'm already impressed. I thought I would have to journey a little bit further. So we left in the morning around 8 o'clock from Dushanbe, and it took us about 2 hours to get here. We're gonna get some dry fruits to keep us sustained throughout the time. Don't forget to bring a lot of water with you because we're going on high altitude. Don't forget to bring some warm clothes as well. Let me show you this and then we continue on. I usually travel solo, but this time I'm joined by my buddy Victor, who's a little shy, so you won't see him talking a lot on the camera. This is our second beautiful stop, the Castle of Holberg. It has an entrance you definitely don't want to miss. Here's a little tip for you. If you click on that subscribe button, I will bring you some more amazing travel destinations. Most of them you haven't even heard of, I promise you. So subscribe now. We grabbed a nice lunch nearby and then we headed away from the population. We're getting into the mountains. The road is really nice here and we are getting closer and closer to the Afghan border. This is the border between Tajikistan and Afghanistan. There's a bridge here over the river. One side you can see the Tajik flag. On the other side you can see the Taliban flag. And then there's a beautiful river right in the middle. When I got here, honestly, the way is really beautiful, but there's one thing that crept into my mind, and that is about this nature, these rugged, beautiful mountains, and how amazing it is. We can't stop here for too long because this is obviously an international border crossing, but it's great to see this. Let's continue. By the way, you have to clear a few checkpoints before we get here. So more about that in a minute. Let's continue. We are properly in the mountains now and the road has become much narrower compared to before. And look at this beautiful scenery and all this water. This is Panj River, by the way, that we will be traveling with for quite a few days. It was really hot, so we got a beautiful surprise on the way. There's a little waterfall we're stopping, but we also got another great surprise. You see that? That's a village, an abandoned village on the Afghan side. This place just keeps on giving. We came across another beautiful Afghan village. Look how amazing those houses are and where they're built, like so steep on that mountain. Absolutely amazing. This is going to be our last stop for the day, Chor Chaman. And this is actually the president's daughter or a summer residence, but there are hotels here as well. I don't know what this place is, but this is my favorite part, and this is at the very end, so don't miss this. Before I go and take a leave for tonight, I also want to give you a little bit of information about all the paperwork that you'd need to do this trip. Number one, you need to get a GBAO permit and you need to work with a guide. So there are 7 checkpoints at the very least, and you will need to provide them with your passport, your visa, as well as your GBO permit. So my guide was really nice. He created 7 copies of everything for us, and they keep giving it at each checkpoint. You're also not allowed to take any photos or videos at the checkpoint, and a lot of restrictions apply when you're going through because you're actually on an international border. So come prepared. There's a little bit of paperwork and your guide will sort the GBO permit for you. So this is our homestay / guest house for the night. We are in Kalaikum now. This is where we'll spend the night. One handy tip though, make sure you bring some towels with you. So we borrowed the towels from our hotel from Dushanbe, where we stayed the first night, because not all of them provide, like there's no towels here. So yeah, we're going to spend some time here, get some food, and see you in the morning because I am exhausted. The jet lag is kicking in like really strongly now. See you in a bit. Good morning from Tajikistan. It's our day 2 and we are going to Korog today, which is going to be a long drive because the road is not that great. And yes, it is going to be a full day of driving. We don't have any set stops today except for like a little picnic by the road. And we will be driving across from some villages in Afghanistan again. But one thing that really kind of, I was thinking in the morning is how much of a difference it makes which side of this river you were born in. The difference is huge, and I felt it even more because I was wearing shorts. Not the best idea, I think, but it was too hot to wear anything else. We have a traffic jam situation here. Oh my god, this is hilarious. After a day and a half, we found this little beach and we got a chance to get close to the river. It was refreshing and cold, especially with the heat around us. As we are going, the road is getting progressively worse and it essentially is a dirt road with a lot of dust. One other thing is, don't forget to download maps.me and the Tajikistan map on it because Google doesn't work for most of the places here. We're making another quick stop. So like I told you, we don't have any particular stops today. Wherever we find beautiful, we just stop for a little bit. And this is an absolutely beautiful spot. Look at this. This mountain is absolutely covered in greenery. And right when you go to that side, it is literally nothing. So these are some of the places, like little village, on the Afghan side, which is really nice to see. It's already day 2 and my mind is already blown by these amazing surprises as we go along because I wasn't expecting such a beautiful blue waterfall in the middle of this barren landscape. And the best part is, most of these places don't even have names. We've just got to our lunch spot and my god, this is what you call lunch with a view. Whoa. Tajikistan is insanely beautiful, but this incredible country requires some careful planning. So I've created a playlist that gives you all essential information to get to this beautiful country and have an amazing, amazing time. So click on the link above and check it now. Alright guys, after that lunch, we've been driving pretty much the whole day. The scenery keeps changing, I will show you, but we're not gonna make any more stops because we have to go to Korog. And there's still about 2.5 hours and the sun is going down fast. On that, I want to tell you, you need to wake up early every morning. The earlier you start, the more daylight you get because you see all these mountains. At least 2.5 hours before the sunlight goes, the light is gone. So wake up early, that will help you a lot. Let's continue to Korog. Alright, so this is going to be home for tonight and it took about 11 hours 45 minutes to get here. The road was really bumpy, really beautiful. That totally made up for it, but I'm super exhausted and really hungry, and also I need a shower. Like, I'm covered in dust like all over. So I'm gonna go get some food, take a shower, and see you in the morning. We have some more epic adventure tomorrow. See you there. Good morning from Korog. Met some new friends here. Look, they're so cute. I just had my breakfast. The cafe is really cute. We had the breakfast. They have all this embroidered stuff on the walls, on the hangings. There's like little musical instruments. There's even embroidered socks, which are really cute. So this is a traditional, sitting area, a Tajik area, and you would find this inside most of the houses. It's a pretty cold area, so they don't usually do this outside. I think this is because this is a hotel, but people would just sit lined up, and the elders of the house, they would sit in the middle. It's a place of respect, and you don't bring shoes inside. It's usually the best decorated area because this is where they receive guests. Let's go. We have a lot to see today, and we don't want to waste more time. Let's continue. I'm standing right on top of Korog and we're just about to leave for our first stop. I absolutely love how beautiful this city is. Look at the beautiful blue water of this river. So we have a few surprises today. We'll be doing some food, some hot springs, and some more before we hit the Pamir Highway. So let's get on the way without wasting more time and see what we can do today. Today is a bit more relaxed today and a lot less dusty than yesterday. So we are going at an easy pace. We are trying to get to Eshkashim for lunch. And there is a hot spring there, which we also want to check out. Let's see if it is actually worth dipping in because it is quite hot outside. The scenery is also quite different again today because, yes, these are rugged mountain, but there's a lot more greenery around. And as we went along, this beautiful river just sort of roared right next to us. But then we took a detour and then it was replaced by a beautiful little stream that took us all the way to Eshkashim.
While yesterday was all about barren landscape, today is about beautiful valley with this beautiful stream running right next to us throughout the way. We're going to stop here for a quick lunch at Garam Chashma. There's a hot spring here, but it's too hot to sit inside, so we're going to skip that one and keep going on because it gives us a little bit more time to stop and the scenery is beautiful. We just found this beautiful stream and we're stopping by. I want to tell you a few interesting and important things though. We are at high altitude and your body will start getting dry. So make sure you bring some chapstick with you and also make sure you bring plenty of sunscreen because yes, it is gonna be bad. 3, drink plenty of water. Honestly, you will not feel like it, but you will need it because your lips will start getting dry and that's how you know you're dehydrated. 4, you can't do this in the cities, but out in the nature, you can simply go anywhere, fill yourself some water from these beautiful streams and drink from it. Absolutely refreshing and amazing.
You know, as they say, there's no rest for the wicked. And as we go along, the scenery has changed yet again. And while the morning was all intimidating tall mountains, this one is a lot more serene. There's a beautiful big valley with a really sleepy river passing through. We are trying to get to the village of Yamg, and let's see what time we get there. Guys, we just got our first glimpse of the beautiful Hindu Kush mountains. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous snow-clad peaks. I'm so happy I'm here, and this whole valley is absolutely humongous. It's really majestic. If you don't know, Hindu Kush mountains actually start in Pakistan, and there's a point called the junction where Karakoram, Himalayas, and Hindu Kush mountains meet. If you haven't seen my Pakistan series, do check it out. The playlist link is above. You will be positively surprised that there's so much there to see as well. We continue on. I need to show you this. This is really beautiful. My God, I'm amazed. Good morning, guys. Sorry I didn't get to say goodbye yesterday. So we had a pretty stormy weather on the way here. It was really, really dusty. Don't forget to pack some face masks because yes, it does get very, very dusty, especially if there's a storm. So we got here in the night and we're staying at the nicest of places. Look at this. It's like a typical Tajik home. Really comfortable, but I had a bit of an eventful night. I got a fever and an upset stomach. So yeah, I was running to the loo and back the whole night. Still have the fever, but we're not gonna stop. We are still going to continue. And there's a little hospital apparently 5 kilometers from here. This is the village of Yamg, by the way. And we will go check it out. But we first need to go back a little bit, 8 kilometers, to check the fortress. It's not a castle, a fortress. And then we'll go to the hospital and then we continue. We have quite a lot to do today. I just hope it's not gonna be like super tiring. And there's a beautiful surprise at the end of the day and I'm really looking forward to it. So let's go.
We are at the Yamchun Fortress now, and this is what it looks like. It's pretty derelict, but it's interesting because you get amazing views of the entire valley. You can see the beautiful snow-clad mountains, peaks, and then you can see all that water coming all the way down, and then this beautiful valley in the middle. I am amazed at how increasingly beautiful this place becomes as you go along, and it's different every day. Oh wow, it's amazing. Let me show you around and then we'll talk more. Honestly, before coming to Tajikistan, I had a really weird idea of what the place. I thought it would be very derelict, it would be very backward, but it is a little bit like turning the clock back to 70s and 80s, but in a very nice way. Like, it's very calm, it's very peaceful, and you have these massive valleys and beautiful, beautiful landscapes, and it seems so calm and nice, serene, because no one's running after things. People live relatively simple lives. They're very nice and friendly. Ask anyone for directions, anything, and they're super nice about it. I mean, I think this is such an amazing thing when you come to these countries. And I got the same feeling when I was in Kyrgyzstan as well. But yeah, it's such a beautiful surprise. I'm really, really happy that I got to experience it again.
This is the beautiful Wakhan Corridor, and it's very hard to describe in words what you actually feel like, but you're incredibly small in front of these giant mountains and the sleepy little river that flows right next to the road. I got to the hospital, got some medicine, and I immediately felt better, honestly, because the doctor was so nice and kind, and the staff also, and they made sure that I was treated really, really well. Well, I'm gonna go get some lunch because I'm super hungry now, while you enjoy the view of this absolutely stunning valley. It is time to fasten our seatbelts because we are going to the most dangerous part of this trip. Well, we are going to the upper Wakhan, and to get there, there is a really narrow road. And the drop on one side at some points was so scary that I just held on really tight to my chair. Luckily, we had a really good driver who saved us all, but it is really, really scary. I'm gonna be really honest. We're making another quick stop because all of us fell instantly in love with this place the moment we got to the top of this scary road. Well, let's enjoy it together. In my naivete, I thought that we had left the dangerous road behind and it's gonna be smooth sailing from now on, but I was wrong, really wrong, because the road got narrower and narrower and the drops got deeper and deeper. We finally got to the top of Wakhan, And by this time, honestly, we were a little bit desensitized with all the adrenaline running through our veins. The scenery got beautiful, but it also got quite cold very quickly. So we saw a few beautiful lakes on the way, but we headed straight away because we had to get to Bulankul Lake. And the time was passing really fast. It was just around sunset when we finally got to Bulankul village. Now there is an option to stay at Alichur village, but we decided against it because we wanted to get close to the lakes. We just got to Bulankul Lake and we are staying here tonight. It's already pretty cold and apparently it's gonna get colder because we're quite high up now, more than 4,000 meters. So come, let me show you where we're staying. It's actually quite cool. And ta-da! This is where we will be sleeping. So it's sort of like a communal sleeping arrangement, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 many people, but it's just 2 of us, so I don't really mind this. And I've never experienced this, so I'm quite excited. But there's one more thing that's really nice here, and that is their heater. So it is this thing. They put a little bit of wood and a little bit of cow tongue. So don't think too much about it, just enjoy the heat. You see this pipe, it distributes the heat evenly. They do the same thing with yurts as well. Oh, I am really exhausted, especially after that last night, so I'm gonna get some food and go to sleep. I am feeling a bit better, thankfully. So I will see you in the morning. This is our dinner being cooked and it looks interesting. When it is outside bigger cities, keep your expectations a little bit on the lower side when it comes to food, because you will not get menus, you will not get a lot of choice, you will not even get a lot of restaurants. So most places we've been staying, homestays, they will tell you, okay, this is what we've cooked, and that's pretty much it. That's what you're gonna get. In the second and last part, I will be taking you to some beautiful mountain passes, some lakes, and a lot of other surprises. So click on the link above and join me there.